Hello and welcome back to the Coaches Show on SportsNetUSA.net, 90.1 FM KBPK. I am Ryan Osborn. On Saturday was the 93rd playing of the Key to the County game between Fullerton and Santa Ana. Fullerton was able to come out with the win 20-14, but not after a slightly slow start in that first half where they were down 14-7 going into halftime. Fullerton with a furious fourth quarter comeback, scoring a total of 13 points in the fourth quarter. You had a Tavis Guerra field goal early on in the first minute, and then immediately thereafter, just after the kickoff, Santa Ana started their drive and fumbled on the ensuing play. Jacob McCarthy picked it up, ran it in for a 22-yard touchdown. Later on, Santa Ana was driving up to the 50-yard line, and D'Angelo Ross came out of nowhere and was able to pick off Santa Ana, and Fullerton College took possession. At the very end of the game, with only 5 minutes to go, Santa Ana drove 77 yards to get them to within a first and goal. They had all the momentum, but Fullerton was able to hold them to 4 incompletions, and Santa Ana took the loss. Today I talked with head coach Tim Burns, and after the game I was able to catch up with the MVP of the 93rd playing of the Key to the County game, D'Angelo Ross. Coach Burns, you started out a little slow on Saturday in the 93rd Key to the County game, but you were able to rally in that fourth quarter and pull out the win.
I think we started slow and we continued slow on offense, but luckily our defense really stepped up and played well that game, so that was a good thing for us.
Now you had D'Angelo Ross with the pick. Jacob McCarthy picked up the fumble, returned it for a touchdown. Would you give part of the credit to the sophomore experience of your starters?
No, those guys just came ready to play, and Ross is a freshman, but he just came ready to play and had a great football game.
Now you guys had a goal line stand at the end there. Only 5 minutes left to go. They had a first and goal. What was the play call?
He just ran our base defense and just said make sure we stop the run up front and let Ross play the guy man to man, and he did a great job, and we shut him down on that last play.
You guys had 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers, mainly in Bauman and the McCarthy brothers as rovers. Was that because of the option the hybrid option that they wanted to throw at you?
No, we had a good defensive scheme, and it worked out well. They gave us a few little different looks, but in general, I think they had 250 yards of offense, so our defense played quite well.
Now, looking ahead to the game on Saturday against Grossmont, what's your initial assessment of them?
They're a good football team, but I think we're a better football team if we go out there and play the football we can play. So I think hopefully you'll see us get back to what we did in Riverside and get our run game going, which will open up our pass game and be able to throw man-on-man routes.
Now, they do like to go under center a lot in Grossmont. Are we going to expect a lot more aggressiveness from your defensive line?
They're a good football team. We got some guys banged up. They got a great running back, probably the best in the conference. So they're going to try to run the ball, and we have to be able to step up and stop the run.
With the 2 field goals that you had on Saturday, and you had a near block, what has allowed your special teams to step up so quickly?
Special teams have been doing a good job, but still we're missing that touchdown on special teams. We should have had one last week. We watched the film. It was a bad call, but that's irregardless. We need to get touchdowns on special teams, and we haven't done it all year long. Normally we have about 5 to 7 touchdowns by now, so that's one area of emphasis that we hope can get going this week.
Are you going to continue going to that spread offense?
We're going to do base and spread. We'll do both. Whatever gives us the best matchups, we're going to do on offense and try to be successful.
When you see that you do have an opponent in Grossmont that has lost to a couple of common opponents that you guys have beat, does it give you a little bit more of an easiness going into the game and studying them?
With this team, there's never easiness going into a game. We've seen them play great, and I've seen them play horrible. And last week was a very average football game by our team. And it's a tough year this year, making sure these kids are mentally ready to play. Physically, they all have all the attributes, and they're great players, but mentally they got to come each week, and we're struggling on that. So hopefully the last 3 weeks we could get that worked out, and they'll come to play the last 3 weeks.
So is it a matter of just playing up to your opponent?
We need to play beyond our opponent, not up to our opponent. That's what we've been doing the last few weeks. We played up to Riverside, played great. We played up to Santa Ana, which wasn't good enough.
You have been bringing four defensive linemen within the past couple of weeks, and so far it has been you have been able to keep the opposing offense under their averages for the season. What has allowed you guys to be able to spread out their offenses and not allow them to get into a full rhythm?
Our defense is a good defensive football team. That's where our strength is. And so anytime you have a good defensive football team, you should be holding your opponents to under their average.
D'Angelo Ross on Saturday, we talked about him a couple minutes ago with that one pick, 3 breakups, and 7 tackles. Your defensive backs have played physical all season. What allowed them to really make sure that Santa Ana didn't get into the gaps?
Like I said, I just think he was better than their receiver. He was man-to-man defense most of the things he was playing, and he was better than their player, and that's basically what happens. The better player won that matchup.
You guys do go to man a lot. Is that because you feel that you have a more skilled defense?
Our defense is very skilled, and they can match up man-to-man. If you can do it, then you can do it. If you can't do it, then you have to play zone. Right now, we're a better man team than a zone team, so that's kind of why we've been playing so much man.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck on Saturday against Grossmont. So now I'm talking with Jim Fassel, former Fullerton College Hornet and NFL coach. Coach Fassel, coming back here, being invited to this 50th anniversary celebration. I heard you flew out. So is it because once a Hornet, always a Hornet?
I think it is, and we had such a tight-knit group of people. And when I was talking to guys there, we were family. We were really family. I mean, a lot of you people use that, they say it, but we were family. And we were in the middle of a 47-game win streak. Hadn't been beaten in 5 years. And that draws you together. But the friendships that you never forget, and anything that happens with Fullerton, okay, I like to come back. I was there for graduation. I was there for Hal Scherbeck's remembrance. It's really part of my soul.
I saw that you were there at the dedication ceremony. What were you thinking when you saw that statue going up at Hal Scherbeck Field?
No, it was something that needed to happen, okay? And, when the family asked me to eulogize Coach Scherbeck, because I was close to him, and I knew the family quite well, and Hal and I shared a lot of things. He was my mentor as far as coaching. And so I was honored to do that. And when I saw the crowd of people, there was more than 600 people came in, it just showed how much Hal Scherbeck meant to the school and to the players.
How did his legacy impact you?
Well, I think I learned a lot. And one of the things I said is that in communicating with Hal after I left, and I was in coaching, started out coaching for him, then I was in college, then I was in the NFL, then I was a head coach in the NFL, is that I always try to figure out what he was about. And the one thing I came away with is the players don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And there's a lot of coaches that don't come across as showing they care about the players. They want to sound like they're the smartest. Well, that wasn't Hal. Hal wanted you to know that he cared about you.
How did your experience at Fullerton springboard you towards the NFL?
Well, one of the things I said when I was talking about Hal at his remembrance is that 500, 600, 700 players came to play for Hal from high school. And the reason they went there, they didn't have a scholarship offer. And then all 500, 600, 700 guys got scholarship offers, me, from USC and UCLA and Nebraska and Washington and Miami and all these places. It was because he could develop it. And that's not easy to do. He had a great staff. And so I think, my memory of him is he was a tremendous developer of young men to move on in their life.
So he not only cared about you guys while you were at Fullerton, but he made sure that you were successful thereafter.
Oh, yeah, but he taught us lessons in life. I mean, my first semester there, I ended up being a starting quarterback after so many games. And all I did was I broke the finger in 2 places, and I was I started partying. I didn't go to class. I partied. And he pulled me in. And he was stern with me. He said, you're not going anywhere if you don't start attending class and doing better than you're capable of doing. And that really set me back. And because all I was thinking about was football. But he put my life in order. So he was a guy that you knew he cared about you as a football player, as a student, as a person.
Now, I've heard some former players say that they were scared of getting that sticky note, please come see me. Was that one of those instances?
No, he grabbed me. He didn't wait for that. And he said, I'm calling your dad. Okay, and oh, geez. Because he knew my dad real well, because my dad was at Anaheim High School. And my dad really helped him recruit a lot of Anaheim players. But he said, I'm going to call your dad. And he did. And then basically, between my father and him, I was on restriction. And that summer, I had to repeat all those classes, and I didn't have a lot of fun. I worked and went to class. That was it.
Now, you're at the Key to the County game right now. How different has the rivalry developed over the time since you played at Fullerton?
Well, yeah, it's hard to be able to follow it, because for about 30 years or more, I was busy as all giddy up during this type of season, I mean, I was up to my ear with work. So I would try to grab it, but I had my own coaching thing that I had to do, and especially when you're head coach in New York, I mean, there's nothing in your life going on other than doing that. And but when kind of things slowed down for me, then I got back involved and really followed them, and I did make some trips out when I could make it out.
So that was only part of my time with former Fullerton College Hornet and NFL head coach Jim Fassel. If you would like to see the rest of the interview and a ton more content on the Key to the County game and the Key to the County breakfast, which took place the day prior to the Key to the County game, go ahead and click the link below. There's interviews such as one with Marv Owens, who is a former Fullerton College Hornet and Fullerton College Hall of Famer. Then you have three members of the 1965 National Championship team for the Fullerton College Hornets. You have defensive back Bill Dark, athletic trainer Bill Chambers, and quarterback Jerry Miller. So if you would like to see all the stuff that's there, it's the Key to the County special. Go ahead and click the link that's right there.
Jump man.
So I'm here with the Key to the County player of the game, D'Angelo Ross. D'Angelo, what was going through your mind as you were grabbing that pick?
Man, I was in cover 2, looking at the quarterback, and he threw it right to me, so you just got to make plays.
Now, we were talking yesterday at the Key to the County breakfast. Do you think it was that bacon that just powered you right through?
No, I mean, all week in practice, working my technique and stuff, it's just I was in the right place doing my job.
So what are you feeling now that you did get that Player of the Game award?
No, I mean, it's amazing. It's a blessing. I mean, especially because DBs don't really get recognized, but I'm just glad, we had to step up and win the game.
What did allow you guys to not allow Santa Ana to go all out on their passing offense?
It's just simple. We just all just did our job. We're in our right place. We made our adjustments at halftime, and Coach Cooks made the adjustments, and they worked.
While you guys were scouting Santa Ana this week, what was the main thing that you guys said, okay, we need to exploit this?
I mean, really, it was just we look at it as like when we go into a game, we're playing against ourselves, so we do our job. We don't really have to worry about what they're doing, but as you guys saw, 88 was kind of getting us, so we had to adjust on him a little bit, but it's just basically doing our job.
Now, you guys did win 20-14 just moments ago. You had the award ceremony. What is it like to play in the Key to the County game?
It's amazing. I haven't been here long, but just hearing everything from everybody and being in that, going to the breakfast yesterday, it's just you can feel the passion. They came out ready to play, so it was fun.
Seeing that the 1965 team was on hand, what is it like to see that type of tradition here at Fullerton College?
I mean, it's great. I'm glad we were able to give them a win on their 65, on their celebration. I mean, we wouldn't want them to see us lose the key.
Very go.
You know, so I'm just glad we were able to do that for them.
Well, congratulations on the award. Good luck going forward.
Yep, thank you.
I am with the player of the game, the MVP, the man who got the pick and almost had a run back for a touchdown on a blocked field goal. D'Angelo Ross, defensive back for the Fullerton College Hornets. So there you have it. This has been the Coaches Show on SportsNetUSA.net and 90.1 FM KBPK.